Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Churchill. This is your head teacher. It's great to see you all back in school today. You are the first step in our wider reopening of the school after the closure due to coronavirus. I've got a few notices to run through with you today just to explain how it's going to work in exam support so that you're all really clear about what the expectations are and what the processes and procedures are. Before I start though, I want to have a quick word about remote learning. Remote learning is going to be the main way that you're educated throughout Term 6. So we're going to be continuing to set remote learning while you are at home during Term 6. But of course, you'll be coming in for these sessions at various points during the term. So what we've agreed is that while you're in school today, this is your main priority. You'll be working on the work that your teachers are going to set you today. And we are not expecting you to do any of the remote learning that you are set today on the day that it's set. If you find that you've got time or opportunity to catch up on things later, that's absolutely fine, but your teachers will not be chasing you for work that you have been set by remote learning while you are in school, because clearly you can't be doing two lots of work at the same time. So while you're in school today, focus really carefully on the work that your teachers are setting you. Make sure that you're really clear about what you need to do next so that when you go home, you can get on with that work. And then obviously continue to make the best of efforts that you can with the remote learning that you're set by your teachers through the Insight system, Google Classroom, and so on and so forth. And I know some of them have been doing live teaching with you as well. So I hope you're getting on really well with that. If you've got any questions about the specific learning that you're doing with your teachers today, make sure that you ask them. Okay, I'm going to go on now just to show you some of the rules and procedures that are in place to help you in your day in exam support today. So welcome back to Churchill Academy. It's great to see you all, and thank you for following the social distancing as you came in this morning. A word about social distancing. You should remain 2 meters apart from everybody else all the time that you're in the academy, wherever it's possible. We accept that there are occasions, for example, if you are passing one another in the corridor or where you're passing in the classroom, where it's impossible for a brief moment to maintain 2 meters distance, and that's okay. But wherever possible, you should be 2 meters apart at all times, and we'll look forward to you following that really, really closely. There are lots of markers on the floor to help you with that, and staff will be reminding you throughout the day. So your day in exam support looks like this. You've arrived and you're now in your introductory session. Shortly, your teachers will be going through with you some activities to help you process the closure and your return to school, which is starting today. So I hope you find that useful. They've also got some really important learning activities planned with you throughout the day, so you can see how that plans out through the rest of the day. Break is staggered, so half of you will be going on break at 11:30 and the other half of the classes will be going on break at midday. A member of the supervision team will come to release you from your classroom, and then you need to leave the building by the exit you're directed, maintain your social distancing at break time, and then come back in and wash your hands on entry to the classroom when you return. At the end of the day, the same thing works. You will be dismissed by a member of the supervision team who will tell your teacher to let your class go. Then you must leave by the exit directed, and as soon as possible, please either get onto your bus or you're walking home or cycle or get into your car, and you all need to be off the site by 1:45 so that we can begin the cleaning ahead of tomorrow's session. So while you're in your classroom, there are wash basins in the science lab, and if you need to wash your hands, you can use those, as well as the hand wash stations that are in the corridor, which you will have seen as you entered the classrooms today. There is hand sanitizer and soap in every classroom, so please make use of those. Hand hygiene is the best way to prevent the spread of coronavirus. You've all got an assigned seat with a number on it. You need to stay in that seat, please. If you need to move, please put your hand up and wait for the teacher. The teacher will dismiss you to go to the toilet, or if you need to come up to the front to show them your work, they will ask you to come to the front, leave the work on the desk next to where the teacher's workbench is, and go back to your seat. Your teacher will then come and read that work and make any comments on it before you can come back to collect it again. An important point about sharing: you cannot share or borrow pens from one another or glues or rulers. You must only use your own stationery, please, and that's an important point of hygiene. The same will be true when you return in September. We're in a whole different world now in relation to what you're able to share and borrow. So to preserve hygiene, please, you must only use your own stationery. You cannot borrow and you must not lend. At break time and at the end of the day, your teacher will dismiss you one at a time, and you'll leave the classroom in order. So the one nearest the door will go first, number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then so on from 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6, as you will see through the rows. The teacher cannot let you go until a member of the supervision team has said it's okay, so please don't ask them to do that. A member of the supervision team will come and give your teacher the signal that it's time to dismiss you, and that's to prevent overcrowding in the corridors so that we can maintain social distancing. When you're outside the classroom, keep 2 metres apart from everyone at all times. You are only allowed in the Athena O'Donnell building, the tennis courts, and on the bottom field at your break time. If there is wet weather, we'll open up the sports hall and you can use that for your break instead. The rest of the school site is out of bounds. It's really important you keep to the areas that you're allowed to go into. The other areas of the site are for students who are in our other provision, up in the library and student services, and they cannot be allowed to mix. You must only eat your own food and drink. You cannot share and borrow food and drink from one another, please, and that's again around hygiene. Any rubbish into the bins provided. These have all been replaced, as you can see, with lidded bins for hygiene. Wash basins in the toilets or in the corridors or in the science labs are available for you, and soap is provided to make sure that you wash your hands carefully. Please use those facilities hygienically and carefully so that we can keep everything spotless for everybody to use. So these rules are for everyone's health and safety. It's really important we stick to them. We've been able to open up the school to you because we've got these rules in place. I'd also remind you that when you booked your place, you ticked a box to say that you've agreed to keep to the COVID safe code of conduct. So it's really important that you follow staff's instructions at all times. Remember, if staff tells you to do something, this is not the time where you can debate that or discuss that. You must follow our staff's instructions at all times, and you must do your absolute best to maintain those social distances and those hygiene procedures. Finally, from me, make sure you get the most out of your day in school. We're really glad to see you back in school. Our teachers are keen to get on with you. If you've struggled at home with your remote learning or you've got a question, then make sure you ask for help today from your teacher so that they can help you. And enjoy your time back at Churchill. We've missed you. It's great to see you all, and I look forward to a really successful reopening of the school, and you are the first phase of that today. So very best of luck. I'll hand back to your teacher who will take you through the rest of today's session. Thank you.